Okay, girls, you move across country for your man, and you get back from the airport, you go in his car, and you look for an extra mask, and you see this. What are you doing, ladies? Tell me. He says, oh, maybe my dad cross-dresses. Oh, I don't know what it is, yada yada. What would you do, huh? Yeah, keep looking like that. Keep looking away. Yeah.
I'm currently missing my ex. He was a great boyfriend, but my toxic cheated on him. My new stay emotionally and physically abusing me. When I tell my ex that, he said he'll try to protect me because his father told him so, but he doesn't want to help me. I hate men. Yeah, you see, everybody in this situation sucks except your ex. Your ex is pretty cool. He's willing to go out of his way to try and protect you, maybe call the police on your behalf, but you still cheated on him. You didn't value your ex. You could have just broken up with him. I don't know why people are so immature that they won't just break up with their partner. But no, you'd rather just hurt your partner because you're immature and you don't have a high emotional IQ. Look, you don't deserve to get beaten up for no reason, but I'm not crying for you either. Both you and your abusive boyfriend deserve to be thrown into a trash can. Oh my god, me remembering when I was 8 years old and lied about a man touching me in the park, so he got arrested, all because I was an attention seeker. Wow, that is dark. Jesus Christ. You know what? Let's give her the benefit of the doubt and assume that she was joking. Where's the funny? Where's the punchline? Is it funny that you ruined an old guy's life? Is it funny that you're a liar and you were such an attention seeker at the age of 8? Where's the joke? You see, that's the issue. I don't know what's worse. The fact that you tried to make a really terrible joke, or this genuinely happened and you're telling the world that you were an attention seeker and you gained that attention through ruining somebody else's life. I don't care that you were a kid. I really don't. Because when I was 8, I had enough sense to know that lying is bad. So you're just a terrible person. If a man leaves you after you've cheated, he clearly wasn't a real man. Real men would work through it and help you become a better woman. They accept you with all your flaws. So you want license to cheat on your boyfriend, all while keeping said boyfriend. That is the oddest thing. People who cheat get really funny about their partners leaving or their partners cheating on them. It's obvious that these people are aware that cheating causes a lot of emotional harm and damage, and they don't want to experience that. So they're willing to argue for their activities like this, essentially wanting their cake and eating it too. What? Like seriously, what guy would stick around for you at JFuego? You got a family-sized forehead. If you cheated on that man, he's better off for it, because that means he doesn't have to stick around with you. Okay, so we have an article from The Slate. This, won't be a tragedy to read. Should I abort my pregnancy and tell my husband I miscarried? I'm speechless. What? And we're only 4 posts in. What the fuck? I'm plagued with nausea, vomiting, and most of all, regret. I don't know what you're specifically regretting. I hope it isn't the side effects to pregnancy. It's not like you can avoid that any other time you would get pregnant, so that wouldn't make any sense. But let's talk about the main issue here. The fact that you're willing to terminate a pregnancy and then lie to your husband about it. I can only think of 2 reasons why you would feel the need to tell your husband that you miscarried instead of aborted that child. 1, he's either against abortion, or 2, he wants the child. I'm going to make the assumption that he wants the child simply because he's married to you. That's not always, a guarantee. Not all married people want to have kids, but I'm going to just make that assumption here. I don't even have an adjective for you. I'm so perturbed and taken aback by your grotesque and sadistic statement that you would willing to terminate a pregnancy and then not tell your husband about it. I would ask the question, how do you think he would feel? But given your statement, given your motives, I'm assuming that you're a sociopath who doesn't fucking care. You don't care about your husband's feelings, obviously. I hope wherever you live that there is some sort of law that prevents you from terminating a pregnancy without your partner's consent. I'm unsure about where this person lives, so I can't make any definitive statements about that, but I hope that after you wrote your piece of shit article on your piece of shit deplorable rag website, that maybe you've given this a bit of thought and engage in a mature and reasonable conversation with your husband about the future of this child. But to be honest, I don't even feel like you have that level of self-reflection and introspection to even entertain a conversation like that. We have encountered images like this in the past, and they will always be hilarious because it's obvious that these preachers are trying to get money. They're trying to scam their parishioners, and it's absolutely abhorrent. It's really easy to throw the blame on the people who are giving their money up to this guy, right? Saying that they're fools and that they're easily led and they're gullible. But it's not their fault. They truly believe that this guy is the voice of God, that he has some sort of connection, a connection that can only be maintained with a seed of $1,000. These people believe in him, and he's taking advantage of that for financial gain.
I just wanted to talk about this. It's another serious video. I'm a little over 2.5 years clean from heroin, so I got a lot to say about this. Demi Lovato recreating her overdose in a music video is the dumbest and most fucked up thing I've ever heard. Overdosing is insanely traumatic. I won't even think about the times that it's happened to me because I will just end up spiraling. And what she's doing is glorifying drug use and overdoses for her young audience. I've almost died. I've almost lost my arm. I've had so many people I love die. Me and my mom had to plan out my funeral. It's not fun and it's not cute. And when I think of all the people that I love that weren't lucky enough to survive an overdose, it breaks my heart that she would promote this to children. Don't make fucking overdosing an aesthetic. Fuck you.
What is the scariest thing a 911 operator has said to another person? Well, go ahead and pull the trigger. Another dispatcher was on the line with a suicidal man who was threatening to shoot himself. The dispatcher was getting frustrated with him and finally lost her cool and said that to him. I grabbed the phone away from her and told her to get out from the radio room for a bit. I took the call and was able to talk the man out of killing himself. I was livid with the dispatcher. She was new and clearly not cut out for the job. She quit shortly thereafter. Quit? Like she chose to leave? No. She needed to be fired. What makes you think that that's okay to say to someone who's suicidal? Yeah, I get that she was frustrated, but I'm almost certain that she was aware that whatever she said to this guy could end up, encouraging him to kill himself. So yeah, let's just take frustration off the table and just put up incompetence. She's incompetent. So this is an image of a child's homework sheet, and we're going to go through it together, and you're going to realize quickly what's wrong with it. Carol read 28 pages of a book on Monday and 103 pages on Tuesday. Is 75 pages a reasonable answer for how many pages Carol read on Tuesday more than Monday? Okay, yeah, simple subtraction. Subtract 28 pages from 103, get the answer, and compare to 75 to see if 75 is a reasonable answer. Oh look, the child did exactly that. Yes, 75 is a reasonable answer because 103 minus 28 equals 75. Nope, you lost a point because you were supposed to estimate, not actually do the subtraction. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have an issue with the teacher because the teacher is only doing what he or she is told to teach. To people who live outside of the United States, which is a considerable amount of you guys, hello to all my international fans. This is Common Core Math, a type of mathematics curriculum that prioritizes theory and understanding over arithmetic. And it's terrible because students are not learning how to do math, they're learning how to understand what they did wrong, which doesn't make any sense at all. And this image is a wonderful example of it. It doesn't prioritize just simple subtraction, it's asking you to estimate in the world's most roundabout way, something that most parents born before 1990 and students will consistently misunderstand. This dude took me to a really expensive restaurant trying to impress me, ordered appetizers, wine, and the works. Then after we ate, this pulled out a paper towel out of his pocket and inside contained 2 dead roaches he put on his plate and mixed in the food. He then called the manager and complained as if they were in his meal previously. And then they picked up the tab and apologized and gave him comp for lunch on them. How trashy can someone be? You do that on the first date? No, seriously, imagine how bold and crappy someone has to be to pull out a couple roaches from their bag, put it onto their plate so that they don't have to pay for your dinner and their dinner. Trust me, for as cringy and terrible that entire ordeal was for you, you dodged a bullet. This guy is cheap and crappy on a level unmatched.
I grew up with a single parent mom, and she would often blame me as the reason as to why men didn't want her. And I used to talk with the men that my mom would date, and one thing all the men would always say is that you have too many video games. And I'm like, okay, but who's buying them? Because I'm a child. I'm gonna want a video game. That's what advertising and marketing does. Now it's loot boxes. But anyway, I don't want a video game. Why is my mom buying them? But you see, the men, when they would go ask my mom that question, then she would get really, really defensive. Because my mom bought me video games when she felt bad after beating me horribly because she thought that spanking was discipline when she really just used it as a way to make herself feel better, and she knew it. And she would never come out and admit it, but one thing she would do is when I would ask her to buy a video game, she would get it. So that's why I have so many video games. So to all these sorry-ass men out here dating single-parent moms and too afraid to tell them that they need to stop hitting on their kids, the kid isn't the problem, neither is their stuff. It's that woman that you don't even want to be with.
The idea that healthy people are endangering others by simply breathing is the biggest scam in the history of the world. Apparently people are putting these stickers on everything. Walls, doors, whatever. And look, I don't care about the political message. I care about the damage because they use like car adhesive, the same adhesive that you would put on the back of a bumper sticker. So essentially they're super hard to take off. And as a result, ruin whatever they're stuck to. Like, seriously, what's stopping these people from just handing out flyers? Why do they have to ruin other people's stuff with their message? Goldman Sachs asks biotech research report, is curing patients a sustainable business model? This is comic book villain evil. Oh my god, are they really trying to determine the profitability of saving people? I wasn't even aware that patients living would result in a financial loss for whatever company this article is talking about. I'm assuming that it's a hospital. And it gets worse knowing that Goldman Sachs is responsible for this research. Who would have thought? I wouldn't have called that. Teens who set house on fire killing immigrant family of 5 to be tried as adults. There are many trends on this subreddit, and one of them being teens who set people on fire. I don't know why that's a thing on this subreddit, but it's horrendously common. And the worst part is that these guys look like normal kids. You wouldn't expect them to do such a heinous thing.
Y'all, I'm not that normally judgmental person, but I am highly PO'd right now. My neighbors, they got almost $10,000 between taxes and their stimmy check. Now, she got her boyfriend a new truck, speakers, big tires, seat cover, steering wheel cover, Xbox games, computer, phones, tablets, jewelry, new clothes, some flat bill hats, sneakers, all kinds of really nice stuff for her boyfriend. Meanwhile, all 4 of her kids walk over to my place when she's down the dirt road, and they come up to the door and they're like, hey, miss, we hungry. Do you have this? And I'm like, yeah, baby, come on in. You can have this, that. Y'all just want a snack. And they're like, no, you got anything cooked? I'm like, yeah, sure. He said, can I wash my hands? I ain't had a shower in 3 days. I said, why you ain't had a shower? He said, we ain't have no water. We ain't had no power. I said, what? He said, yeah, mom and her boyfriend's been gone. They got their tax money. They've been gone. CPS has been called on these people. I can't count how many times, and they still ain't done nothing. Meanwhile, them youngins sit over there without nothing.
What? Who raised you? Get your crusty ass cheeks off of the bread. All of that bread is ruined. All of it is done. What makes you think it's okay to sit on food? And I want to assume that she is currently arguing with somebody else because that person told her to get her rank ass off the bread. Jack in the Box manager stabbed repeatedly after asking customer to wear a mask. I thought all of this foolishness was over. I thought people stopped getting violent with other people because someone had the audacity to ask them to wear a mask in their own establishment. It's one thing to not wear it out in the street or not wear it in your house or in your car because those are your spaces. But if you enter my space and I feel uncomfortable with you not wearing a mask, you need to follow my rules and wear it or get out. Where is the misunderstanding, and where's the logic that if someone asks you to wear a mask, you pull out a knife and attempt to murder them? How do you even approach that conclusion? Okay, so we have a tweet from this guy showing off his new shoes and fit. He's looking pretty good. And then, as always, somebody on Twitter wants to hurt someone's feelings. 1. The shoe stitching should be in brown. 2. The stitching on the side should not be attached to the swoosh. And 3. The Jordan logo in red. Much love. So yeah, the guy called him out for his shoe being fake, which isn't the crappy situation here. It's pretty obvious that the shoe's fake. It's what he said afterwards that really goes to show his true colors. If you don't have the money for it, why are you embarrassing yourself? Wow, if you haven't seen something stupid today. Not my problem, broke people issues. You see, you could have just stopped with your breakdown with the shoe, pointing out that it was fake. You didn't have to make fun of the guy for being broke. Look, it's obvious that the guy can't afford the real thing, and in my opinion, I don't think that you should buy luxury stuff and try to pose like you're rich when you really don't have the cash. It comes off super goofy and super disingenuous. That's my opinion. But I'm not going to go out of my way to make fun of someone for not having any money. And ironically enough, people who say broke people issues aren't wealthy. People who actually do have cash don't care about what other people wear or whether or not it's real or fake, because they're concerned about themselves and their wealth. They're aware of their own value and how much they have in the bank, so much so that they don't have to go out of their way to seek validation by tearing other people down. I wouldn't be surprised you're just as broke as the dude with the fake shoes.
What was the biggest lie that your mother told you as a child?
I was in my 20s. My fiance wanted to postpone our wedding. It absolutely put me into a tailspin, and I was given anxiety medication at the hospital because I had a complete emotional breakdown, and I had to be transferred to a higher level of care because they couldn't take care of me in the facility that I was at. And so my fiance called my mom and asked her to please come and see if she could help get me out sooner. When I got there, my mom told my fiance to go to his motorcycle race and that she would see him on Monday. I got out of the hospital and my mom told me that he did not want me, he did not want to get married, that he absolutely still wanted to keep the wedding called off, and took away my phone and moved me back to Montana. When he came home, I was gone, and I never knew until, actually, it's been 13 years and I found out last year that it was all a lie.
Oh my god, you won't believe this. I purchased 2 Hush blankets for my mom and myself. I paid over $600 for the blankets. Love the product. I'm so happy with the purchase, but that's not all of it. Reason for the 2-star review? I was in downtown Toronto yesterday, and I kid you not, there was a homeless couple sleeping under a Hush. They also had pillows and a cool new eye mask. So I asked them, how'd you get that? And they responded, oh yeah, some guy comes on a truck and drops them off, and we took one. I guess I'm just mad because I worked so hard to buy the Hush while they're just giving them out for free. That's all. Still a good product, I guess. Not happy that I paid for it. You give a company a 2-star review because they have the audacity to donate their products to people who need them. That's your issue, not with the quality of the product or the price of the product. You care that Hush is a social signaler, and you don't like it when a luxury product is in the hands of a homeless person. That's what you care about. Not to bust your bubble, sweetie, but anybody who isn't earning minimum wage and can save a little bit can buy your blanket. You're not in a special club. You're not different because you have a luxury blanket, and you shouldn't be bothered that people who you feel don't deserve the blanket have the blanket. That's none of your business. Pastor who said the true vaccine was Jesus Christ now admits he got his shots. And I bet when he got exposed for this, nothing happened. He didn't lose any money. He didn't lose any members of his church. Everything will go hunky-dory because he can just lie and rationalize it this way. I took the vaccine because Jesus told me to. There you go. That's how these TV charlatans work, man. They're not here to spread the gospel and probably introduce new people to Christianity. They're here to earn a buck. They're here to grift. And it's terrible. It is so obvious and so terrible. So my boyfriend and I have sex once a month. It's not like I don't like sex, but I don't want our relationship to be centered around sex every time we meet. I love him very much, so I need to set standards for him to see value in me, but deep down I crave sex every day. Recently, I've been seeing this guy. I don't love him. I don't see a future with him, so I feel comfortable having sex with him every day. I don't mind if he sees me as a whore. I'm just using him to satisfy my urge. This is some AAA rated, double-blind tested, refined, and certified retardation. I have never, ever encountered such a stupid rationalization for cheating in my entire life. I get making a relationship more than physical is positive. I understand that completely. But to cheat on your boyfriend in order to satisfy your urge doesn't make any sense to me. If you want to have your hot girl summer, if you want to be a slut, you can't be with your boyfriend in this way. You cannot have an emotional relationship and crave copious amounts of intercourse. You can't have it both ways. It's either you have a lot of sex with your boyfriend or you hoe out. And I think the latter is what you would probably do. You've definitely proven to be that type. So instead of hurting guys' feelings by being a degenerate Jezebel, how about you be honest with yourself and fuck around like you wanted to? That's what you wanted to in the beginning, so why not just lean into that? Go ahead and be a full tilt degenerate.
We got another one. Bro said, I want to propose to my girlfriend on Valentine's Day. Can you please see if she's valid, because the ring I'm looking at about $20K. And it'll save me money to see if she's worth it in the first place. He sent me her at. I got to work. I sent her some hard eyes. I said, you're cute as a bitch. She said, thanks, so are you. I said, appreciate it. She said, where'd you find me? I said, I saw one of your pics on my Explore page, DM'd you with no hesitation. She laughed. She thought I was funny. I said, how is a girl like you not cuffed? She said, I live in Georgia. The guys here, bleh. I said, oh, good. So you don't have a man's? She then gave me her snap and then said, no, I'm single at the moment. I said, oh, bet. Maybe I can change that. So I could have gone further, but I wanted to send him the messages and see what he wanted me to do. I sent him the screenshots and said she didn't do too well. He said, WTF, I'm calling her ass right now. I said, let me know what happens. Y'all, like 15 minutes later, I get a DM from her. F you. You're corny and childish AF. You need to get a life. I said, I guess the girls in Georgia ain't shit either. He ended up saying he was done with her. I said, on the bright side, you get to keep 20K in your pocket. Hit the strip club Valentine's Day.
I challenge anyone to beat the sheer amount of caramel these angel baristas gave me. Ma'am, you are driving at 70 miles per hour. Why aren't you focusing on the road? What in the world? You can take that picture when you get to your house. This image is extremely dangerous and unsettling. She could have killed someone. What do you think about hashtag zoo positivity, hashtag map positivity, and necropositivity? I think love is love, and age or species doesn't matter if you understand your partner. Oh, you don't want to know what I think. You don't know what I think, because what I think involves a rope, a tree, and an angry mob. That's what I think. That's what I think you people need. Oakland to give $500 checks to low-income families, but not if they're white. That literally violates the 1964 Civil Rights Act. I'm certain they're going to have a hard time finding a justification to discriminate against poor white people. The fact that I have to point out legal and congressional precedent in order to prove that this is a bad thing and shouldn't be done really speaks volumes about our society today.
So last month I posted a video calling out Newmain for building his account almost completely from stolen videos, including one of mine. And not long after I posted it, Newmain messaged me on Instagram trying to get me to delete it, and it was clear that he was trying to scare me into doing it. He had this tone of like, if you delete the video, I'll forget this ever happened, but if you don't, you'll have more enemies. I'm not kidding, that's exactly what he says.
You can kindly take it down and we can just, be cool and move on from all this shit. Or you can just leave it up and have a lot of enemies from here on out.
I actually did private the video for about a day, but not because I was scared. I just didn't want to become the drama TikToker, you know? There's already so much fighting and arguing on this app every day. I didn't want to add fuel to the fire. But then I realized me posting that video wasn't me starting drama. I was just standing up for myself. So I unprivated the video, and not long after, Newmain sent me another message saying that he's gonna sue me for false accusation. I think he's lying. Like, what is a judge gonna do about a TikTok? It just really feels like he's been trying to bully me into staying silent, and that's not gonna happen. The video sting.
Rihanna joined Stop Asian Hate protest in New York City. Okay, when was the last time Asians spoke out against hatred towards so-called black folks? Not our problem. They can stand on their own 2 feet. Wow, watch everybody run to their corners, and no problems get solved. Last time I checked, we're allowed to feel bad for other people, especially if they're a different race than us. It is not hard to have a crumb of empathy, just a crumb of caring. Woman complains patrol car is too hot during her arrest for leaving a child in a hot car. The audacity, the grand mal audacity that this woman has. Oh, I'm sweating in this hot car. How do you think your baby feels, dumbass? Teenager was fined for reporting a stalker to police 5 times before he murdered her. Wow, this is a different level of failure. I mean, the other day, the whole world witnessed a police officer mistake her pistol for a taser, somehow, and shoot a guy, and clearly these police officers who failed this young woman are vying for that place for pieces of shit in law enforcement. Look at that. This next video shows 2 people dumping garbage on a guy's lawn and then getting mad when the dude confronts them.
I don't think you could pick up the trash you're dumping in front of my house.
Why are you recording us?
Yeah, why are you
Don't fucking record us. Close the door.
This is the trashiest thing I've ever seen. Can you guys pick up all the trash?
I've ever seen. Close the door before he pisses me the fuck off.
Okay.
Bye. Bye, you stupid bitch. Dumb fucking bitch.
Look at y'all embarrassing yourself.
No, you're embarrassing yourself.
Look at this trash. Fucking low lives. Fucking low lives.
Get the fuck on, you stupid white
fucking low
trash.
lives. Look at this.
Coked out
Me
fucking
trash.
piece of shit.
I'm trash.
Get the fuck
Look
away
at
from
you.
the car, you white coked
Look at
out
all this
fucking
trash.
Hurt your motherfucking
Oh, yeah.
feelings, bitch. Get the fuck away, bitch. And you pick up the trash. We did it for 400 years, bitch.
Just a question. If you're gonna make a racist joke, or just an edgy joke in general that you know isn't gonna be accepted by most people, why would you take a picture and then post it online? please, just illuminate me. It doesn't make a lot of sense because now we can put faces to names, we can ridicule you, we can point you out for being very rude and crass. It's just awful. It just really goes to show how stupid you are. You're just very dumb. You're very fucking dumb. And to end today's video, we have this. This is a fallen firefighters memorial, and if it isn't already obvious, somebody tagged it with Black Lives Matter. Regardless if you agree with the movement or not, we can all equally recognize how terrible this is. Why would you deface a fallen firefighters memorial? These men and women sacrificed their lives to protect you. They put their lives at risk to protect you. And what do you have to offer them? Destruction and vandalism of a monument that reveres their friends, their fallen friends. Whoever did this probably doesn't care. They just want to be trendy and support the trendy movement. Or they're just being obnoxious about their political views, all while showing their ignorance about their surroundings and what they're destroying. It's just terrible. And it certainly doesn't help your movement. It doesn't further your cause. It just makes people who see this hate your cause, absolutely dislike the movement behind it, and aren't open to hear what you guys have to say. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ailurus, aka Panda Daddy, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, let me know in the comments down below, and leave a like if you liked the video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, fam. What you doing watching videos and not subscribing? And if you're old, make sure you hit that bell so you get these notifications every time. We can't make videos like this without the wonderful Patreon supporters that help make it happen. So a big thank you to Donovan, Brett, Mina the Swift, Esau, Izuku, Darth Vader 12, Destroyer, Trey, Muffy Luhu, Noah, Vermont, Ethan, John Robinson, Eva, Catherine Taylor, Arjen, Hannah, Keith, Will, Billy, Dustin, and Hostmar. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. And if you want to help support the channel, there's 2 links in the description. One to my merch store and one to my Patreon. Both funds go directly into the channel so we can maintain what's happening here. And as always, stay zesty.